We're happy to be working with Wild Earth Travel over in Australia and New Zealand. And it was their idea to sort of come up with these webinars to showcase some of our key destinations. And the first one is our India expeditions. So my name is James, as Nissa said. I'm the head of sales and product for Pandaw Expeditions. We are river cruise Asia specialists, essentially. We've been operating for almost 30 years. We started way back when in Myanmar initially, and we've slowly been expanding our reach of operations across Southeast Asia and into India. India is currently one of our most trending destinations, and we currently operate on two of the main rivers in India, the Ganges and the Brahmaputra. India is a huge country. It's a very old country. There's a lot to see. There's a lot to do. But one of the things that people often say about traveling around India is it is, because of the size of it, it is a bit difficult to get around. Roads are quite difficult, and sometimes driving is very long. So traveling by river is essentially just a way to see all of these wonderful places in India, but in a much more relaxed and comfortable way. So what we're hoping to do, and what we have been doing for the last few years, is bringing adventurous guests to India aboard our custom-made ships, which were all made in Myanmar by our team of builders that we've had for 30 years. And so, yeah, we now operate three main itineraries, and I'll just quickly go through some of these itineraries with you. So the first one is what we call the Lower Ganges. The river is technically called the Hooghly River, but this is a real nice 7-night cruise through West Bengal. It starts and ends in the city of Kolkata, which is a major transportation hub. The flights in and out of Kolkata, you get very good international flights. So it's a great hub to start any trip in India. Our cruise will take you up the Hooghly River or the Lower Ganges River, and we'll visit some of the key parts of West Bengal, including the famous terracotta temples in Kalna. So West Bengal is a very sort of rich cultural area. It's quite diverse, and there's a lot of history that's happened just in this small region. So this cruise is really packed full of interest, culture, and history. Every day we give you a morning and afternoon excursion in different parts of the region. And again, here's just a few pictures of what we do. Some happy guests that we've had, I think earlier this year, sailing up the Lower Ganges, and it's all part of the Pandaw experience. Essentially, we want to show you. We want to immerse you in these wonderful places, but also allow you to do it in comfort and also a little bit of style with our teak boats. In addition to that, we sail a little bit further up the Ganges. This itinerary is a 12-night itinerary. So again, we either start in Kolkata and we sail similar. We visit many of the same places that we do on the Lower Ganges, but we sail in one direction, and we sail all the way up the Ganges proper through to Varanasi. So this itinerary is, as I say, it's one way. So we do upstream and downstream. So it's 12 nights upstream from Kolkata to Varanasi. And similarly, we explore a lot of the main parts of West Bengal, but then we continue up further into the Ganges proper. And the upper parts of the Ganges are a lot less visited. It's a bit more rural. We visit the state of Bihar, which is a very culturally significant state. And some of the main parts that we visit would be we visit the Bihar School of Yoga in Munger, which is a very nice experience. We take guests, we show them one of the traditional homes of yoga, essentially. So that's the kind of experiences that you just wouldn't really find on a normal, typical trip through India, where you're traveling by plane and by road. So traveling by river really gets you to some of these out of the way places and experiences that you wouldn't normally see. So this is kind of a unique itinerary. It includes a train journey from Patna through to Varanasi. Just the nature of the Ganges River itself, it's not quite possible to sail all the way into Varanasi year round. So we want to provide a bit of a stable itinerary. So we sail through to Patna, and part of the itinerary and the cost of the journey includes a one-way first-class train ticket between Patna and Varanasi. So on the upstream, that would be to finish a journey, and then downstream, we would start with the first-class train ticket to Patna. Again, it's a bit more of an adventurous cruise. We say that guests on this need to have a sense of adventure. The Ganges River is quite changeable. There are sandbars, there are water level changes that can happen quite drastically overnight. So we tend to ask people to be a little flexible whilst we do have a set itinerary, and we hope to achieve all of the itinerary that we have stated, and we normally do. There may be changes to this, but as we say in Pandaw, it's all part of the experience. And finally, one of the more popular and unique itineraries that we offer is up on the Brahmaputra. So this river is up in the northeastern Assam region. The Brahmaputra River starts up in the Tibetan Flats and sails through the Assam region, through Bangladesh, and down into the Indian Ocean. This is, again, is a 7-night circular cruise out of Guwahati. So Guwahati is one of the capitals of the Assam region. And again, there's very good flight connections in and out of Guwahati, which is why we've chosen that as our base for the Assam region. So we start our cruise in Guwahati, and we sail up the Brahmaputra, which is a very vast, wide, and relatively flat river system. And we sail up through to what is the two key highlights of this trip. First, we visit Kaziranga National Park, which is home to 2/3 of the world's Indian rhino population. And here we'll do a jeep safari. We'll hope to see not only the rhinos, but tigers, elephants, and huge, massive bird life as well. The following day, if one safari wasn't enough, we also visit Namiri National Park. And here we'll take a small boat and we'll do a boat safari through, again, another really key national park in the Assam region, with, again, full of tigers, bird life, as well as a whole host of animals. Here are some of the key pictures. I mean, again, if you see a tiger, it's a beautiful animal, and we hope to be able to see plenty of them. It is one of the key breeding grounds for these animals, so we are very confident of seeing plenty of tigers and elephants and rhinos. So it's going to be a very, very adventurous and entertaining trip, and this has been one of our most popular options that we've had from guests. This itinerary is also very popular in combination with some of the other itineraries that we run. So what we saw is people want to travel to India for a slightly extended time. If you come to India, people tend to want to stay for a little bit longer, and therefore our longer cruises have been a bit more popular. We had some requests to maybe do multiple cruises together. So what we've done is package up our 2 Ganges itineraries with the Brahmaputra cruise. So therefore, you're able to combine the 2 cruises with an internal flight included free of charge, as well as all transfers. So these, again, have been very popular with guests. So you're able to sail either 14 nights, sailing the lower Ganges and then flying up to do the Brahmaputra, or 19 nights if you want to do the full Indian experience by river and sail the full Ganges and the Brahmaputra as well. Some other things that we do. Pandaw, we pride ourselves on being a little different and being a bit adventurous. And one of the things that we've looked to do is offer real unique itineraries. And one thing we saw an opportunity for was a repositioning cruise. So we are sailing up in the Assam region, and we had to get our ships, which are based in Kolkata, up to the Brahmaputra River. Being the adventurous type that we are, we knew that our guest would be quite interested in sailing maybe 21 nights through Bangladesh. We tentatively put this out to our members, and our members are people who've sailed with us multiple times. And it was indeed very, very popular, and they sold out the cabins within about 12 hours in the the first cruise. So we realized this was really a unique and interesting itinerary. So it's something that we're going to be doing twice a year from now on. It's, again, just a very adventurous, it's not been done before. And again, that's kind of what we like to do at Pandaw. We like to be the first. We've been pioneering these rivers for a long time. So this is just continuing our traditions. One of the things we do pride ourselves on at Pandaw is being single friendly. Our ships they're kind of designed with singles in mind. Our cabins are very comfortable and spacious. However, we don't fill them there's no TVs. The Wi-Fi is not very good in the cabins, to be honest. We don't have private balconies. What we focus on is the public spaces on our ships. And that means that we have people spending more time in the public areas than in the cabins. This creates a really positive and friendly atmosphere on board, not only with the guests, but also the crew. And everybody tends to make real good lifelong friends who they travel with in the future. And this atmosphere really is conducive to single traveling. And so we do have a very large contingent of single solo travelers. So we like to provide peak season dates with no single supplement. We don't really want one of our key markets paying more for the same travel. So we like to provide quite a large range of no single supplement dates for our key itineraries. And yes, I think that is essentially my presentation. I'm looking forward to some of your questions and hopefully looking forward to seeing you on some of our ships in India very soon.
Fantastic. Thanks, James. And if you do have any questions, we encourage you to put them into the chat. We've got a bit of time to go through. One question that I do often come across is there much difference between an upstream and a downstream cruise?
Not really. We try to make sure that our cruises are very similar. The upstream and downstreams, they will visit the same places. They'll be the same length of time. So there is not really much difference at all. It just depends on your wider travels. If it's easier for you to get flights into Delhi, for example, and flights out from Kolkata, it might be worth doing the downstream. You can fly into Delhi, do a bit of land touring, get to Varanasi, and then you sail down to Kolkata where you can fly out for your international flight. Mm. But yeah, there's not really any difference. We try to make it relatively simple.
Yeah, good. Keep it simple. Another question that we often get is just about some of those amazing land add-ons. I know that, for example, Taj Mahal is something that people add on to India. Are there any others that you can kind of go through a little bit more detail?
Yes, definitely. If you're booking a cruise, the parts that we sail on are real key parts. You'll see some real highlights, but as many people will know, some of the real main highlights of India are the things like the Taj Mahal, Delhi. So we do offer a range of packages that you can add pre or post cruise to all of our itineraries. One of the more popular ones is it's a 6-night Golden Triangle tour. So this includes Delhi, the Taj Mahal. It's a full 6-night package, and we try to make it very simple. It's a one-click add. You can add that to your cruise. And everything is all packaged up and arranged for you. So you don't have to do anything. Once you arrive in India, all of your services will be sorted by us. Mm-hmm. We'll pick you up from the airport, we'll send you to your cruise, and we'll make sure you reach your flight back home as well. So you don't have to worry about anything else. Yeah. Another key one is the Bhutan trip. Mm-hmm. So Bhutan is a really unique place. And if people are traveling in India, they tend to want to visit Bhutan as well. It is a very unique place. It's one of those places it's a once in a lifetime trip. So we offer it's a 6-night pre and post trip to Bhutan. So you can add this to any of our itineraries. And again, it will include the flights, your hotels, transfers, and touring. So they're two of our main popular ones, but we also offer just smaller, shorter 2-night city tours before and after in Varanasi, Kolkata, for example. We do have a large range because, again, India is such a large and interesting country. There's so many things to do. So,
fantastic. And for those who might have kind of mobility issues, things like that, do you guys have options, you know, to make it easier?
Yes, so at Pandaw, our typical age range is probably over 55. We've been our crew are very, very well versed in supporting our guests. We have people with mobility issues, people who use walking sticks. We do tend to ask that people are not, fully dependent on a wheelchair, for example. But if you are able to walk a short distance, we have a full crew of people, a full ship's worth of crew that come ashore with all the guests during the excursions. They will help you up and down stairs, up riverbanks, around the excursions. So we never really have any problems. Only a few months ago, we had a 94-year-old woman join us in North Vietnam.
Yeah.
She was a little frail, but again, our crew managed to get her around, and she visited most of the excursions and had a great time. So it's generally not a concern for our guests usually.
Oh, fantastic. That's really reassuring. And I think another thing that's really reassuring is that your members, I think you have one of the highest kind of repeat customer rates, which I think, you know, is testament to that Pandaw experience.
Yes, definitely. It's something that generally makes my job a lot easier. But once people come on board Pandaw, they tend to want to come back.
Yeah.
So if you've sailed with us in Vietnam, I then get questions from the same people saying, "Oh, where else do you sail?
Yeah.
I really fancy one of your Indian cruises." So currently we're operating around 45% of our guests are repeat guests, which is very, very high. We're very proud of that, and we hope to continue, again, offering new and exciting itineraries for our guests so they can keep coming back again and again. I think I've just spoke to someone last week who sailed with us around 11 times.
Wow.
She's looking for more and more itineraries. She keeps pestering me for new destinations so she can come again. So.
Oh, is she on the Bangladesh trip?
She is actually on the Bangladesh trip, so.
Very good. Cool. So unless there's any more questions, pop them in the chat. But James did have a special offer for you guys for India. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that, James?
Yes, so just to kind of celebrate our partnership with Wild Earth, and as part of this webinar series, we're quite happy to offer a special inclusion for anyone who books an Indian cruise. We're happy to offer a complimentary free flow drinks package, which includes all your beers, soft drinks, and local spirits, as well as a $200 per person discount on any of our pre and post cruise packages over 2 nights. So if you book with Pandaw off the back of this, we'll be happy to offer these additional add-ons for you free of charge.
Great, thank you. And I guess all you guys would have to do is obviously mention it to your preferred travel agent, or when you call through to Wild Earth Travel, we can put that onto your trip, which is fantastic. And next week we have another webinar coming up. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about Vietnam and Cambodia?
Yes, so Vietnam and Cambodia, we've been sailing in Vietnam and Cambodia for 21 years now, but it's still a new and exciting destination. So I'm looking forward to telling you more about our unique itineraries that we operate here as well.
Yeah, cool. All right, well, we might leave it there, and hopefully we will see you guys next week, same time, to learn about Vietnam and Cambodia. Thanks again for today, James, and we'll see you then.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Speak to you soon.